One of the keys to success in networking and even in sales is having a great elevator speech. The elevator speech that we teach at Sales Results consists of 4 key elements. Number 1 is who you are and what you do. Being able to explain to somebody, in a very brief manner, what you do, who you are, maybe even talking a little bit about how you help people. The second step is having 3 pain statements, what we call pain statements, ready to go at a moment's notice. I like to recommend that people typically write out 5 to 10 pain statements. That way, depending on who they talk to, they'll be prepared to throw out some of those pain statements. Pain statement is typically a negative and emotional thing that you can say to somebody that draws out a potential issue that they may have that you may solve. The third thing is a differentiator. Having a differentiator, something that really separates you from all the other people that do what you do, is a core fundamental to people remembering you and thinking of you differently than everyone else. Okay? And the fourth piece is having an action statement or some next step. All right? The first piece goes something like this. My name is Steve Fretzin. I'm the president of Sales Results. We typically help people to double or triple their sales. Now, you might say to yourself, really, how do you do that? Or you might say, come on, I don't believe it. Or you might not care. My feeling is that people that hear that typically will say, well, how do they do that? Or that sounds interesting. I've never heard that before. No one else in our industry typically says that, so it definitely stands out. The second piece of a good infomercial, as I mentioned, is having 3 pain statements. They would sound something like this. We typically help people that are frustrated because they're not driving their business to the next level. They find themselves having difficulty in prospecting and getting in front of the right decision makers, and it's almost like being a hamster on a wheel where you feel like every time you meet with somebody, you're meeting with the wrong person over and over again. Or we deal with people that are struggling with closing business. They find that people are saying, think about it, or maybe, I'll get back to you, and they never really seem to get a closing meeting or make that close happen. Worst of all, the people that we talk to are trying to get to another level, yet they don't have the proper coaching and discipline and accountability processes to get there. So we typically help those kinds of people. Okay, so that's the second piece, is really kind of an emotional way, getting someone to squirm in their seat a little bit with an issue that you might be able to solve. The third piece is the differentiator. We define a differentiator as A, is it really, asking yourself, is it really different? And B, who cares? If it's something truly different that no one else is saying, and it's something that people might actually care about, we like to consider that a good differentiator. At Sales Results, our differentiator is that we actually will guarantee results for our clients. If they're willing to invest in us and their time and their energy, we will work with them to achieve their goals, and we'll guarantee we'll get them to their goals. So that's an example of a differentiator that no one else says in the marketplace, but we say and have done very well over the years. The last piece is the action statement. If these things sound interesting to you, if you're interested, please feel free to contact me. I'd be happy to sit down for a complimentary consultation. So those are the 4 parts of the infomercial. Let me take you through the whole thing all at once, and you can hear how it sounds from beginning to end. Hi, my name is Steve Fretzin. I'm the president of Sales Results Incorporated. We help people that are typically looking to double or triple the size of their organization. Typically, we find the people that are coming to us are frustrated because they're not finding the right people to get in front of. Their prospect activities are not fruitful. Secondly, they come to us because they get in front of enough people, but they're really having trouble closing those accounts. And of course, their numbers are hurting, and they're not achieving their goals month after month. And the other thing that we deal with is people that really need to have a process that they can follow that's predictable and allows them to maintain a certain level of effort in getting great results year after year after year. They're looking for something that's more stable. What's different about Sales Results is that in addition to having multiple programs, one of our programs actually is set up to guarantee results for our clients. That means we stay with them until their goals are achieved, not over time. If this is something you're interested in or you'd like to hear more, please let me know, and I'd be happy to meet with you for a complimentary consultation. Now, keeping in mind that we went through those 4 parts, your job is to create them in your own business, in your own words, making the pain statements emotional and making sure that the differentiator is truly different and it's something that people really care about. If you complete those things for your infomercial, you'll end up with a very strong message that people will remember and also will differentiate you from the other 5 attorneys, 5 insurance agents, whatever it might be, either at that networking function or when you're meeting somebody one-on-one. They'll remember you based on what you say. The last thing I'll leave you with is keeping in mind that you can make this infomercial 15 seconds, you can make it a minute, you can make it 5 minutes, an hour, really depending on what you take out or what you can expand on. If you're going to take something out for a 30-second infomercial, maybe you're taking out the differentiator, but you're leaving in the pain statements. Maybe you're pulling out the pain statements and leaving in the differentiator. The other thing is if you're going to expand on it for 3 or 4 or 5 minutes because you're speaking to a group of people or in a small group, you can add in a story about how you've helped somebody and give an example of how you've taken them from here to there, solved a problem with a real live client situation. So that's really the infomercial, and I hope that this will help you in creating a great infomercial for yourself.